part B, which says the limit as x goes to 0 of x to the 4 cos 1 over x. Now, what is the first thing we know? We need to set up the range. We know that this is a cos, so it's also between -1 and 1. So we can say -1 is less than or equal to cos 1 over x, which is less than or equal to 1. Okay? Now we have this x over 4 multiplying, so it's going to be negative x to the 4 is less than or equal to cos 1 over x, which is less than or equal to x to the 4. Okay? Now, what are we going to do? We're going to find the limit of this and the limit of this. Then this is going to be, less than or equal to x to the 4 cos 1 over x. Okay? So now we are going to find the limit of this and the limit of this, and it's obviously going to be the limit of this if they are the same. If the limit of this is the same as the limit of this, then the middle one has to have that same limit, okay? So we are now going to find what is the limit as x approaches 0. That's the one they've given us, the limit as x approaches 0, okay? Of now we get it for negative x to the 4. We are no longer getting it for this guy. What is this going to be? It's a polynomial. You just substitute. It's negative of 0 to the power 4. 0, whatever you do to it will still come out as a 0. Then you can now say the limit as x goes to 0 of x to the 4. This is now just going to be 0 to the 4, which is just going to be 0. Now you can say, therefore, you can say since the limit as x goes to 0 of negative x to the 4 is equal to the limit as x goes to 0 of x to the positive 4, which is going to be equal to 0. You can say and you now put the other one. You say now, you can now put and say that negative x to the 4 is less than or equal to x to the 4 cos 1 over x, which is less than or equal to x to the 4. So you can say therefore, according to Squeeze theorem, you can now say the limit as x goes to 0 of x to the 4 cos 1 over x is just going to be equal to 0. And we would be done, and this would be our solution. We have found for this one, and we have found for the one on the left and the one on the right. So this brings us to the end, and this will be the final, this will be the limit. So remember that Squeeze theorem just says if the limit of the smaller one is equal to the limit of the bigger one, then the middle one will have to be to have that same limit, okay? Because it's in between, and the biggest is giving you a limit which is the same as the smallest. So the in between one has to have that same limit. That's just what it says, and that's just what we've proved. Now let's go to part C in the next video. Goodbye.